When I go on stage, I mean, as much as I can help it, I want to go on there and die. I'm not that blasé. I mean, every performance to me means something. I want to give my all, no matter what happens. If I have a broken leg or whatever, you know, there's no excuse. I don't like making excuses. Even if I have a cold or whatever, there's no point telling them. It really is. No, it's just my adrenaline, and it sounds a bit calculated, but I think I just become a performer when I'm on stage.
But you live very extravagantly. That would be hard.
I know, even with or without money, I seem to do it. You know, musical prostitute. Yeah. People think I'm very grand and whatever. I love it. I am. I love to I'm very extravagant. And I don't know, one way or other, even when I didn't have any money, I sort of seem to do it. It's part of me. I just love enjoying life. You know, my character's built up of all kinds of ingredients, and this is one element for me. You know, on stage, that's my job, and I don't like to go on stage sitting on a stool and do a show. I like to put a song across, you know, in the way it is, and it's all part of showbiz and theatre, and that's another side of me. So,
kind of visual element is always going to have to be there. It's a form of entertainment, you know,
in jeans and they say, here, ladies and gentlemen, so and so. You come in, hide there, plug in and go. I mean, it has to be production these days, I feel, and a lot of people are getting into it because people want more.
I'd hate to go on stage and just sit and sing my songs. I mean, I have to move. You know, it depends on each song. If there's an aggression in some song, I have to show it.
I mean, I get so keyed up to start with because I feel I've got to reserve all this energy for the entire tour, and sometimes I think about it too much. You know, I'm not allowed to smoke, I'm not allowed to drink. I remember in the early tours I used to think about that so much that my voice used to run out on me after about 10 or 20 shows. I learned from that I shouldn't really think about it. If I want to smoke, I'm going to smoke. If I drink, I drink. If I want to stay up late, I'm going to stay up late. That seems to work.
Your particular clothes that you come out in, mostly leather and that, it gives some kind of a Nazi.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Does it go down with all your personal beliefs?
No. I have no political. It's just to enhance the aggression in some of the music we have. That's why, I mean, when we first come on, it's very aggressive, and I like to feel. It's just the way I feel now. Before I used to wear ballet things. It was total contrast, total extreme, the opposite. Just the way we feel when we first come on is so energetic that I felt the clothes really lend themselves to it.
You also, I remember, you used to be a fan of Liza Minnelli's and very kind of real show-busy stuff. As you said, doesn't really have much to do with rock and roll. I mean, going to the opera and going to the ballet and all that.
Yeah, but I mean, I use it in my shows. That's the way. I mean, it's like I think Queen are a theatrical band. You know, I mean, we don't like just going on stage and just strumming our guitars. I mean, we put on a show. So I mean, that's the kind of person I am. I didn't really go to just see rock concerts, you know, and just see Led Zeppelin. I mean, I had different interests.
I would like to sort of go and take ballet lessons. It's nice if I could just study just some of the sort of routines, so that or exercise, so that I would know how to sort of put them across on stage. At the moment, what I do is mock ballet.
I like to see entertainers putting, that's the way it is, how they deliver, how they put across.
Yeah.
And the audience is so different. And I like the discipline and all that. So I mean, I know a rock and roll audience is very raucous. That doesn't mean I can't go and listen to somebody like Montserrat Caballé doing a recital in New York. And I see how these operatic people can control those notes and things like that. And the ballet, how they train, and the kind of lighting they use and the sets. It's all research, and it's very useful.
So you don't feel limited by rock and roll, by the whole genre at all?
No, I don't think so.
You don't want to do a Broadway show or do
want to do a Broadway show?
Yeah.
No. I think rock and roll has a very wide spectrum, and you can do anything you want in it. Look at Boy George. I mean, it's as theatrical as you can get. Well, I've always it's theatrics, and I've always sort of I always enjoy seeing other people in sort of like musicals or theatre and all that, and I sort of incorporate certain of those styles in my work. Right. That's basically it. I'll sing my rock and roll songs with a tutu on. I don't care.
Right.
But it's basically a form of outrage and shock, really.
You're a very recognizable figure, and it's kind of hard for you to walk down the
Well, I
street.
mean, yes, over here, I think they're very cool over here, believe it or not. I mean, they
Is that ever a problem in your life, big cities? Or do you
not
kind of dig
anymore.
it?
I dig it.
Yeah?
Not anymore. It's just those days of women throwing themselves in front of me and tearing my hair out and all that is over now. It comes and goes. I mean, you know, I'm started doing that. It's wonderful to actually have to go through all that. I mean, everybody needs that. And we had all our, you know, we had those crazy scenes in Japan the first time we went there. And all these screaming girls at airports trying to sort of run you down and things. All that.
I understand that in Japan that you couldn't even leave your hotels. That's the
It was
immense
very
popularity.
difficult. Yeah, very
It was this time round. It was we had to have bodyguards all round. And,
You did
it
see
got
all the kitchens, though.
in fact, yes, and we were sort of reduced to travelling in laundry lifts and things like that. But the price of fame, they tell me.
Do you think you could live without fame?
Quite easily. Because I'll still be the same person. I've always been like this. Success does help, you know, and I just, you know, I can just sort of, it makes it easier to be outrageous or whatever. But I mean, that doesn't stop me. If all my money ended tomorrow, I would still be the same person. To me, it's normal. I work for it and I pay for it. So, I mean, you know, to have my wonderful Japanese garden with all this sort of koi carp, you know, recently bought at such expense, I love it. Because, I mean, anybody else, well, if they like koi, if they had the money, they would buy it. Yeah. So why not me? Yeah. Yes, I do. To me, it's... I enjoy reaping the profits.
Deep down there, in spite of the tough facade you put on,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
a romantic at heart.
Well, I guess so. Yeah. But I think, yes, I like writing songs about love because, I mean, there's so much scope. Love and the lack of love is always going to go on. And there's so many different ways that people fall in love and the way that people fall out of love. And to actually sing and write about love is just limitless, you know. And you're going to talk about your kind of lover. It is something that maybe I'm striving for it. I'm trying to say that I can be somebody's lover, you know, a good lover. And that's another aspect of me too.
There comes a time when you want to share your life with someone one day.
Yes, but nobody wants to share their life with me. Yes, I do. Of course I do.
I'm not married to music. I'm married to love.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have time for that in a kind of schedule? I might not have time for it, but I'm not married to music. I mean, that's my work. It's my job. I get up every day. It's like, it might not be 9 to 5, but it's my job. The way I see music is something that I earn my living. Mm-hmm. But I'm not being married or whatever is Are you romantic at all? Or are you a sentimentalist? Yeah, that's what I am. I'm married to love. I marry people.
What are your views, and you've seen many come and go, of critics, of music critics?
I don't give a damn about them, to be honest. I think it's, I think they can write what they want, but I think what's more important to me is the public, because, I mean, they keep me here, the critics don't keep me.
Initially, the press are helpful, but then, you don't give a damn, because whatever they say, it doesn't matter, because the public have their own mind, and they cannot change their views. And that's why we are still here today after 13 years or whatever, because the public still buy our records. And journalism in England say the nastiest things. That's why we never do any damn interviews in England. And it doesn't matter, because, I mean, as far as we're concerned, they don't matter.
I'll ask you about that, because you don't like doing interviews, and you said you don't like doing interviews like this, and I wonder why.
I just hate talking to people about myself, basically.
Yeah.
So when I talk to people, I like to talk about them and more interesting things, actually. Well, it's part of my job, so I have to do it. And we don't do it that often, so I mean, it's like, this is the first kind of press conference we've had for a long while, 3, 4, 5 years maybe. So I don't mind it. If I had to do this every day, forget it. I guess, I mean, I think after 13 years or whatever, I know you're going to say anything, but I just think people know just about everything about me. And so basically I'm just saying the same old things, you know, after 13 years. And of course people ask the same questions, because some of the questions are current and they want to know about the same things.
Or how difficult is it to maintain an accurate self-picture of yourself, since so much is written about you?
It's not easy. I don't know. Do you know, really, honestly, I don't really think about... I'm not that conscious about, especially now. I don't give two shits about if people slander or anything, if people talk about me and what's it, because I mean that's... I used to get very paranoid, but that's the way it happened, you know. In the early days I used to get very paranoid about what people said about me, because I wanted to be put across in the way I felt.
But I think in the public eye, you see, what's been put across, of course, is my stage persona, which is very arrogant, very aggressive, or whatever. And that sort of comes into light, and then whenever people want to talk about me, or when they see me in public, they're tuned to what they see, and they just think I'm arrogant or whatever.
Misguided sort of opinions can hurt, you know, because you feel that the person hasn't got it sort of properly, but yet people are going to read it and take it in and feel that is the thing. That hurts a bit. But I mean, what can you do, you know? Sometimes you can do an interview and say certain things, but it comes out, you know, totally wrong. And I feel the British trades are very good at doing things like that, you know.
Because I don't want everyone to know about my real inner feelings, because that's my private life, I think. So I think there are very few people, basically people who I call very close friends, who actually know the other side of me. So I mean, you know, the last thing I want, and the papers will never write about the fact, oh look, he's real nice underneath it, and things like that, you know. But there are two sides to me, you know. I think there are many sides to most people.
I'm a very loving person, you know.
Are you?
Oh, I put myself in there.
But on stage you give this impression that you're quite a formidable individual, Freddie.
I am.
On stage or off?
That's just another part of me. I mean, that's my workload.
You're a flamboyant person anyway, but is the Freddie Mercury that we see on stage pretty much the real Freddie Mercury?
Well, it is me. I mean, it is me doing it, but it's just that I don't like to sort of... The theatrics I get, basically that's what you're talking about, the theatrics I get up to on stage are me doing my job, you know. I mean, I hate being still, and this is the way I let myself get into it. That doesn't mean that every day when I go about in the streets or whatever that I'm like that. No, I'm just sort of... I'm basically quite a shy person, really, when I get down to it. But I mean, I can be a real bitch as well. But I will say one thing is that I think I am a man of extremes, where I don't feel I have that much in the middle, which is, you either get me where I'm very strong or I'm very soft. So if the right person gets me, they'll find me that I'm very vulnerable and I can be a real baby if they find me the right time. At the same time, I'm very strong and very hard. And there's no half measures with me. The days have gone where I actually felt that when I was on stage, when I came off, I still had to sort of portray that Freddie Mercury image because of other people. I used to do that before, because you have to grow up and you have to understand. You have to really come to grips with success. Over the years, I found out that you can become a very, very lonely person if you have to do that. And I'm not afraid when I come off stage to actually be myself, which is, you know, it can be very, very boring and mundane. But most people, and in fact, quite a lot of people, when they meet me, they're quite disillusioned. The fact that they expect me to actually just do what I do on stage, and I'm a human being, you know, and I'd like people to realize the fact that I'm a human being. This is when I go on stage, I'm acting out a certain role. I mean, when I come off it, I mean, I don't carry on that way, otherwise I'd be dead. I mean, you know, so it's like a pretense, you know. When you go on stage, you sort of go through different moods and so, I mean, and you're putting on, you know, you change a costume and you become somebody else, and then after that you're your own person. I don't have to sort of play the key role all the time. That's just, you know, it's just the way I am. And I don't worry about the fact that if I'm in someone's front room or something, I don't have to sort of suddenly play the key role. I mean, I just take it as it comes. Most of the stuff I do is pretending. It's like acting, you know. So you go on stage and I pretend to be a macho man and all that. And then in my videos, you know, you go through all the different characters and then you're pretending anyways. My character on stage is totally different to what I am off stage, as far as I'm concerned. And I think every character virtually is made up of a load of ingredients. And I just think I have a very soft side and a very hard side. I love the fact that I make people happy. That is, and in any form, you know, that I make them happy, or even if it's half an hour of their lives in any way that I can make them feel lucky, or make them feel, or bring a smile on a sour face. That to me is worthwhile.
I've taken my bows and my curtain calls. You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with that. I thank you all. But it's been no bed of roses.
Yeah. It's my way of saying that to a lot of people, I mean, that's like a lot of people think being a rock and roll star is kind of going to a studio and making a disc, and then going around spending all the money, which I don't think it is.
Oh, I mean, I have tantrums. I mean, you know, if something's not going right, I throw things. I mean, I could destroy a room in about 3 seconds. I used to be able to, but I mean, I don't do that anymore.
Individually, I mean, wealth brings a lot of problems, and I think we all have different problems, and there's no way that I can't believe anybody saying who's successful in our industry to say that he's wealthy and happy. Because it's easy to get very egotistical and say, oh, you know, I'm the greatest and all that, and I'm not getting... It's quite a fight. And it's not easy. It's not easy, because egos can run wild, and you know, all kinds of things can happen. You have to kind of, you know, you have to kind of keep them down a bit and keep one foot on the ground. You know, it's easy to sort of say I'm a big star and I want everything. It's very easy. Anybody watching us now and listening to us saying that, oh, we're you know, superstars and we've got lots of money and we have a good time, it's not like that. We're very hardworking. We have to work. You know, we work harder than most people think, and it brings up. And the money we make brings a lot of problems. They think it's a very easygoing life, and I mean, like, a lot of people still think when I say, oh, we're going to America for a tour, they think, oh, nice long holiday. And that's just my way of saying that it's not easygoing. I mean, God, I mean, don't for 1 minute think that it's all peaches and cream.
People expect that much more from you. And it gets harder, because, I mean, you know, you set up, your standards are higher, and everybody expects that much more from you, and it is harder. It is harder, especially if you're successful. I mean, you know, you're going up all the time, and it is hard. Because I mean, they just refer to you. But in a way, you're as good as your last album. I mean, Roger will say that, which is quite good. I think public can be very fickle. They are fickle. In effect, they will just they'll gauge you by what you did last, and if you've had a humongous hit, you've got to try and sort of, you've created that, and then you have to fight that. I don't know what the answer is to that. You just have to sort of do your best. I mean, you really can't rest on your laurels. I mean, it's not the done thing. And in terms of Queen, I mean, we just chop and change so much that, as far as I'm concerned, a staunch fan is somebody that will say, okay, whatever Queen come up with next, I will readily accept, because they're just liable to change so readily.
Do you think there's ever a time when people become, you know, too old to rock and roll?
I think that's true, yes.
I mean,
but I mean, I don't think I've quite reached it. I mean, the moment, I don't think it's a fact of being too old to rock and roll. I think you can dance about it as long as you want. It's when I just feel if you find there comes a time where your records aren't selling as much, and I'd hate to do a downward tread, if you know what I mean, and suddenly still keep going as Queen, doing, say, the lesser venues. I mean, now that I've tasted the top whack, I mean, I would hate to suddenly think that, okay, we can't fill, say, certain auditoriums. I'd just leave them and do something else.
I don't worry about my age at all because I know I look beautiful anyway. But having said that, it's that I just don't worry about it. I mean, I just think that sometimes age is a good quality because I mean, age means experience anyway. And I'm using all the experience that I've gathered over the years to benefit by. And to be honest, I don't worry about it because why should anybody worry about age? Because there's nothing you can do about it. You can't get younger.
I don't get up every morning and rush to the mirror and say how many lines I've got. I mean, that's the best way to do it as far as I'm concerned. I don't worry, because I mean, if you're going to get old or you look, that's the way it is, no matter facelifts or whatever, no matter how many creams you use or what's it, it's just not me, you know, it's just not me.
And so I was thinking that I know there'll be a time where I can't run around on stage because it'll be ridiculous, you know. And I know when there comes a time when you have to stop. But music will still be my thing, so I mean I have to think in terms of what I can do. So maybe I'll go into production or I'll still write songs because I mean you can be quite old and not have, you might not have the physical fitness to run around on stage, but you can still write songs.
And as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I just want to pack in as much of life and fun and having a good time as much as I can within the years I have. So I'm not worried about getting younger or getting older. I just know that I just want to live life to the full and spend it.
Do you ever worry that you could end up lonely, rich, and that you could end up a lonely, rich old man when you're 70?
No, because I've answered before. Because I will be dead long before that.
What do you see for yourself, Freddie, in 25, 30 years from now? Ever getting out of the business, working with new acts? Tahiti? 25 years from now? A lot of sex.
Do you have hobbies?
I have not done. Yeah, a lot of sex.
Because you must have had lots of affairs, I mean, through your life.
Yes, well, I mean, it has been quoted and everything. Yes, I've stopped all that.
You've stopped
Yeah,
at the moment,
yeah. It's a bore.
It's a bore.
Yeah.
Do you think sex is
No,
overrated?
Don't say sex is a bore.
No.
Just what I was doing before. You know how you have phases. You know, it's like, you know, people go through phases, and of course, I mean, before, of course, I was very greedy and everything, and all people are greedy, and people always want something more than. To me, sex was fun, and it was, you know, there was a lot of. I was extremely promiscuous. To me, sex was a very integral ingredient to what I was doing. So it was a very major factor of a lot of things I did. But I mean, I would never have sort of thought, oh no, sex and nothing else. You know, so it was all these things that were, and I was living by them all.
Yeah,
they were all okay, and I was living them to the full. So I mean, okay, it was excess in every direction. Fine, you know. Yeah.
I'm quite a loner as well. I mean, I don't like getting help from other people too much. I mean, I do research, but I don't like anybody sort of handing it out to me on a silver plate. I like to do it all myself.
A lot of people think, for some reason, that you are, you live in a reclusive, and that you're reclusive, and
you said it before.
Man, yes,
I am a bit actually. Yes, but not in a way. Not in the not in the Greta Garbo way. You know, it's not a sort of calculated thing. And when you think about somebody like me in my lifestyle, I mean, I have to sort of go around the world and live in hotels, and that can be very lonely. It's a different kind of living on my own. But I'm just saying that people in my with my success and can be lonely and can live on their own as well. You see, it's a funny thing. It's not alone. I like to be alone with my friends and shut myself off. Yes, I'd hate to be on a desert island. I would loathe that without anybody.
Being a world-famous rock star, does this make it more difficult for you to actually keep a friendship going?
Yes, because I think it's harder for other people to try and understand me as a normal person. Because basically, when it comes to a relationship, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're the Queen of England or when you're a celebrity or whatever, it's hard to approach somebody and say, look, you are normal underneath it. It's a sort of shy sort of outlook. You see, I'm petrified of being alone, which is true. I have to be totally comfortable in a situation before I sort of step into it. And so I think you are handicapped. Basically, basically you have to sort of overcompensate in that way. And basically what happens then is that you're trying so hard to tell other people that, look, you're normal underneath in terms of love, whatever. It just so happens that I'm successful and I have a lot of money, and when that happens, you find yourself in a very, very sort of difficult and vulnerable position.
There must be times when you do need to turn to someone, speak to someone about personal problems, or
I have a
very important decision perhaps in your life.
True, I have
that one person you would turn to.
I have a lot of mirrors. I don't. Actually, it's just I don't know. I'm very sort of I'm the skin of a rhinoceros, you know. I just I don't know. I don't have that many people to turn to. I have a lot of friends, so-called friends, you know. They could sort of come and go, but I mean, like a real true friend for me has to be has to be very strong and put up with me. And I think otherwise I just I fend for myself, and I just I'll cross my hurdles in my own way. In the end, when people let you down, what happens is you basically just want to go on stage, and then there are all these people who are, it's very gratifying. They all sort of want you, or they adulate, but you're still untouchable. But that to me is about as far as I can go. When I come back to that's my fantasy, and then I come back to reality, and I don't have anybody to actually sort of give me that.
So are you somewhat suspicious?
Oh yeah, I told you, I'm very skeptical, very suspicious of. Oh yes, the higher I climb up that ladder, the bigger the barrier becomes around me, and I don't know why, but I mean. I'm quite willing to open up to a lot of people, because I mean that's what people want. That's what an individual like me wants. But I mean, I find the more I open up, the more I get hurt. So I mean, it's basically what happens is I'm just riddled with scars, and I just don't want any more. I don't want any more. So I mean, you do shut yourself off. It is an awful thing.
So this is why it's difficult to get to know you, because you do make it difficult for people to get through to you, don't you?
Okay, because I'm successful and I have a lot of money, you have a lot of greedy people that want, but that's something that I've learned, and is part of something that I've taken on, and I have to learn to deal with it. Something that I feel that maybe that's what my love is, I haven't actually analyzed myself and said, okay, my love is dangerous. I think after all these years, I just feel like you asked, and I don't think I can, I'm not a very good partner for anybody, and I just think maybe that's what my love is. I think my love is dangerous. I mean, everybody expects me to have stormy relationships.
Yes.
And, and I was virtually living my own media, as it were, where I actually thought, and in fact, you get caught up in it. So I actually thought that was the way I should be. And so I was trying to force people to have a relationship with me in that way. And I realized that it's so easy. I thought, I have to change for them. It's quite easy. Or you can have a relationship without sort of harping on about every topic or whatever. It's quite easy. But finding that wonderful person is very hard. I'm very happy with my relationship at the moment. And I really, honestly, I couldn't ask for better. So I finally found a niche that I was looking for all my life. It's like I don't have to try so hard. I don't have to prove myself hard. I've got a very understanding relationship. It's just like, oh God, sounds like it's like I wanted a kind of genuine tranquil after the storm, and I think most of my. I was trying too hard. I was also searching too hard. I really believed that there was no such thing as I'm not normal, so I can't have a normal sort of life. I can't sort of go to bed at 12 o'clock, and I can't sort of have a steak dinner and probably because and I always thought that you have to be the spokesman. You have to be captain of the ship every time there is any kind of a gathering or whatever. I thought I was working so hard, sort of like performing for everybody.
Yes.
And all
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
Even off stage. And I just thought, no, you don't have to do it. Let others do it. Just be yourself and be,
Try and be a
run
normal
of the mill. Be run of the mill.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, I love it. I just think, oh yes, I say yes, I am boring. I'm sorry, I can't entertain you.
Really, how has the AIDS thing affected you?
Well,
which is a very topical. and
Which it
makes
is, yes.
me-
Well, I mean, I tell you, listen, I've stopped going out or whatever, and to be honest, I tell you, I've almost become a nun. Really, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I thought it's amazing. I learned very hard. I thought sex was a very important thing to me. I lived through sex and everything, and now I just realise how amazing. I've just gone completely the other way. See, I'm one of those people that can go black to white. I don't like intermediary measures or anything. It's quite easy for me to completely give up. I can give up alcohol at the drop of a hat. Yes. Yeah. And yes, it's frightened me to death. And then I've just stopped having sex. Basically.
Have you?
Yes. Yeah.
You've given up sex?
Yeah. I just like titillation now. But I've stopped all that because practicality came into it. And then you were talking about.
Yes.
And then I'm also an old bird now, dear. So, and I just thought, and the word solace came into it. Yeah. And so, you can't say, you have a life of solace and go around fucking half the world. And so it's amazing. And so I've come in, and I don't miss it. I really don't.
So everything was set up, the BBC ground its way into operation, we found a bicycle, and everything was organised, and then Freddie became acutely ill, and I mean really ill, because I talked to his manager, and he explained that he was very ill, but you tend to think in the back of your head, maybe the guy isn't ill, maybe he just doesn't want to do the interview, which is entirely fair enough, maybe he's just being polite. So it's him. He looks amazingly fit and amazingly well until he opens his mouth and sticks his tongue out at you. And then you see a tongue which has got a duffel coat on it. Probably the most unhealthy sight I've ever seen in my life, and I suddenly realised that he had been quite ill and still wasn't well by any means.
It's coming to recognise the fact that it might all be over the more we carry on, the nearer we are to that situation. You know what I mean? Because it's not like early days. After 10 years you think, yes, we're coming. And because of that, I sort of have it in the back of my mind. I think it obviously will end. Could end any day now. That's more my motivation than anything. I've just got more of a drive by thinking that way.
Through anything, we will just carry on until one of us drops dead or something. It's just we'll just replace. If I suddenly left, I think they have the sort of mechanism in them. They just replace me. Not easy to replace me, huh? I don't have any aspirations to live to 70.
No.
Really.
No.
Really, and I don't sound sort of morbid.
No.
But I know I'm 41.
Yeah.
And 70 is a long way away, and I don't give a damn. And as far as I'm concerned, this is nothing. I have lived a full life, and if I'm dead tomorrow, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
I really have done it all. I really have. Because I tell you, I'm not giving any of my stuff away when I'm dead. I'm going to hoard. I want to be buried with all my stuff.
Really?
Yes. Why not? Every damn sou.
Do you think you're going to get to heaven?
No, I don't want to.
You don't want to?
No, hell's much better. Look at the interesting people that you're going to meet down there.
How would you like to be remembered?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't thought about that. Dead and gone. I don't really think about, my God, when I'm dead, are they going to remember me? I don't really think about it. It's up to them. When I'm dead, who cares? I don't. Oh, darling, I'll be dead and gone, dear. I'll be fucking starting a new life somewhere else, dear. Yeah. He's looking after me.